Hello everybody, my name is Richard Hyperi, and welcome back to the Wilds of Wildemount campaign. This will be session 2 for... part 2 for session 14. Emily, take it away.
Alrighty. Having just spent messing with a possibly magic door, you all emerge back into the base of the house. The main floor. What do y'all want to do? Windchime is still sleeping.
You mean to tell me with all the
Run.
shit we were doing at that door, she didn't wake up?
She did. She sat up. She stared at you for a little bit before kind of dozing back, and then Anema would grunt especially loud, and she'd like look up and
Get annoyed.
falling back again. Not getting annoyed, just like
Blush
suddenly
a
up.
little bit.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Just very drowsy for some reason. Almost like she's not really there. Like all there.
Oh, it's weird.
I wonder why. God, we are all assholes.
I mean, what do you guys want to do for the rest of the day?
Well, we could always head back into town. Have you sent a message that says we have captured a dwarf yet?
I mean, there's no way we could send it back to the Port de Moli. It would require us to make a full trip back.
But there's so much to do here.
I mean... it is a shame we cannot be two places at once, but... we can always come back.
That's true.
We could take full inventory of what's still here and what we still need for this fort, and we could also go into town to grab some supplies. I know I am low on an arrow count as of last night.
I think that would fare well. I mean, I think we should probably relax a little bit after this onslaught of zombies that we fought last night.
Agree. But there might be something fun in town we could do.
We could go and
Possibly.
let Janor know that we dealt with the problem. At least that horde of zombies is taken care of. We haven't taken care of whatever is causing this thing quite yet, but at least put her mind at ease that we're still alive.
We've got our most seductive barbarian working.
Flash to him putting up a stripper pole in front of the door.
Well, I think the best case I can think of is that we head into town. There's something relatively minor we could do, and just make use of our talents. Maybe hire a few people to come back here and fix it up, make it a little more defensible, so that if there's another attack, it's much easier to deal with.
This is true.
Although my overhead fund is not great until we get something from the Clovis Concord.
I've got to agree with that.
Assuming I am getting something. I don't want to. I did kind of stow away.
Well, even though you did stow away, I imagine you would probably get a cut, as we all do. But, yeah, we'll have to figure things out when we get back to Port Damali, and straighten things out with the Concord.
Oh yes, that reminds me. if we're to be hiring people, we should probably have a name for who's hiring them. What is your guys' like mercenary / adventurer party name? You never told it to me when you were first getting me on board.
Well, I mean, you never asked. But, beside the point, I suppose we've never come up with one.
Really?
I guess I've been mulling it over a little bit in the past couple days, and I had an idea for one, but I'm not entirely confident in it. But, I take a look around at us, and I see a lot of varying colors, not only in our clothes and in our skin, but as well as our backgrounds and our abilities. I was thinking of something along the lines of the Rainbow Menagerie or something along those lines.
I mean, why affiliation with Menagerie?
I mean, we all met in the Menagerie Coast and we all started adventuring together in the Menagerie Coast, especially with the Clovis Concord, so...
Well, the Menagerie Coast is also called that because of its how do you say? Its variety of people and personages. There's it's called menagerie because of the variety, as in a menagerie of creatures, right? We are also a menagerie. I think there's not a single one of us that is of the same race. I don't know. Does
We got two Genasies. I'm not sure if
Does-
that counts.
do Gianasses as of different elementals work the same way? Again, I'm sorry
Well-
if I just did a racism.
Well, no, not quite
Racist.
the same. I mean, we're similar usually in the way that we receive our
Elemental
being.
affinity.
Exactly, but other than that, I mean, different skin tone, different abilities, different.
So, like the difference between elves, right?
In
Like-
a way.
I'm an Eldarin. I am not the same as, say, a high elf or a wood elf.
Yes,
Yeah.
I acknowledge there are subtle, minute differences between the few, although all of you share a common ancestor with the Fae. I did a little reading into it before.
Genasi can come from anywhere, really. I think that's like they don't have to have any genetic predisposition in any way.
I was born of human parents. I acquired my element fire. Now, how I did so is still quite a mystery to me. Quite sure.
That
I
is
can't
intriguing
believe it.
indeed.
It is intriguing, and it's a mystery that I hope one day that I can solve.
I feel the exact same way. I didn't know my parents very well, though. After they had a child that wasn't human anymore, they kind of threw me to the side. I don't know. Maybe they thought that I would be better suited in the area filled with more of my kind, but
How awful.
I mean, I've gotten over it.
I mean, I don't know. Hmm. For parents to
I
just
see
throw
where
out
they
their
were coming from.
For a parent to throw out your child like that, like it was nothing, is just absolutely despicable.
Well,
quite despicable.
it wasn't like it was nothing. I wasn't thrown to the side of the road. They brought me to a place where I would be with more air genasi like myself. And in that way it was kind, although living without parents is quite alienating sometimes.
For me, living without parents is quite liberating.
I can understand why a parent might send away a child if they thought it was for their best interest. It doesn't make it any less hard on that child.
Either way, in terms of becoming a Genasi, I'm much the same with Edward. I don't necessarily know exactly how it came about. I know that neither of my parents were. Or at least I think so. Honestly, I don't remember them particularly well.
I mean, I'm not sure if you guys. It's mostly an issue that I suppose our folk kind of struggle with. It's not really. Well, I mean, the documentation of the origins of Genasi is very difficult to explore, and it's very difficult to track and research due to the disparity in the occurrences happening. Not only in frequency, but also in the lack of information presently available. That it doesn't quite seem to be too many consistencies beyond several, but I am with a name on this one. How we became to be is quite a mystery. I hope one day we can find a solution to.
But to your question, I would say that we have similarities, but yes, it's possible that I would say that we are separate races. Although perhaps me and Edward are closer than most.
Suppose so too.
Well, I didn't mean to bring up any hard topics. I was just curious as to the relationship between Genasis.
Me too. I too am also curious between the relationship of Nazis.
I in fact, three am, curious as to the relationship of Genasi's and the backstory.
Also, what was the thing with doors?
Oh no! I was just trying to get it to open up to us. I understand that sometimes people it takes time, it takes energy, and you need to put that energy in if you actually plan on getting anything out of it.
Are you pent up and frustrated by any chance?
Absolutely not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Insight check.
There's no need for that. Right?
You just want there to be another carnival again.
There was a carnival?
I am actually interested in going back to the carnival.
Well, it's a little difficult considering it's a traveling carnival, but I would not mind going back myself.
Even if it's to the same city.
I do miss Phelan. I was thinking about if we do some repairs on this fortress and we do make it a base of operations like Brine was excited about, I might have my roommate come out and join in as well. I know. Yes. In Phelan, before I had met Animo, I have a dwarf friend actually who we roomed together in an old abandoned warehouse in the dock district.
Good chap.
Yes, he is. He seemed to be quite fond of you too.
Well, he was incredibly kind as well. You just kind of brought me in off the street. I was amazed at his generosity.
Good old Dardek.
That is a terrible name.
That is truly a
I
terrible name.
misheard you.
He's a dwarf.
I did not say that out loud. I did not say that out loud. All right, that's not something my character would say. I was just
What is,
amazed.
doorknob. I think the word you're looking for is doorknob.
No.
No, that was his name. I feel like if you added like a hedron to that, people would believe that you're talking about an actual dodecahedron.
Dodecahedron.
Oh,
Okay.
Which is actually funny because I like to play dice games with him a lot of times.
He's a gambling
So-
man too, eh?
We could have your friend come over here, and he'd be okay with that?
Well, I'd have to write him a letter, but I'm guessing he probably wouldn't mind. It beats the run-down, abandoned warehouse we were staying in.
So run
Although
down
it had
abandoned warehouse
it had its
or run down abandoned fort?
Well, I mean, it won't be so abandoned once we actually get people here, like you've been implying we were going to.
This is true.
What, you want to make this like a city, like a little area, like a little place where people?
I hardly doubt this island could even facilitate any more than a small settlement.
Well, a small settlement. There is a farming area. There is that big. There was enough here that a Beriton decided to land here. That says that there's a degree of nature here. You could probably plant enough fields to promote another small settlement.
No, Dardek. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Dardek.
Dardek?
Dodecahedron.
Without the C, though. But, yeah. I think it could be... It could really, It has potential.
Bro. Yeah, man.
And if we
Well-
really wanted to, and we could keep this a secret from Windchime, but we could always make a... we could always try and find a baker of some sort and have them come here to make special bread bowls for her to have soup in.
Perfect.
Just bread in general.
Well, listen, we have a lot of people on the Wind Chaser. We bring the Wind Chaser here, but
The wave chaser.
or
I know you're all about wind and stuff, but
Wave Chaser. My bad. All right. Think about Wind Chime. All right. I mean, the crew alone. I mean, this is a great place if we were all here. Like, there's no reason that we can't, stick around.
What do you think the possibility is of finding Dilyu again?
I would say
You think
slim
this is
to
a-
none. I don't think he would be the type of person to want to be found, even by us.
But if we could, is this not a great place to have him stay? He'd get food. He would get
Let not
company.
jeopardize this island himself. He is a wanted man.
Well, we would have to see what comes of this island first, I suppose.
and we would likely have to tell the Clovis Concord if we are going to take over a fort.
The Clovis Concord decides that they want to take it over for themselves. We could at least help them with that, and we still have allies here we could use to hunker down with. If they leave it to our discretion, then we can do whatever we want with it.
I mean, I suppose so.
Or I should say, if they decide to not take it at all, then we can do whatever we want with it.
I'm just saying it would be a really great like operation area basically whenever we're not doing something incredibly. I mean, most of the time we'd be on the Wave Chaser.
Or on the mainland, but
But it would be a good... it would at least be a good stopping point for longer journeys.
and we've got that new boat. that can get here? Because the wave chaser is too deep in the hull for this area, right?
That
Is
is
that the word
correct.
that it is? Fuck.
But our portable ship, that one's not too deep, and it could help ferry between.
I mean, to be quite honest, that seems like a lot of work for an operational base, considering that we want to be on the wave chaser a lot. I mean, I would personally enjoy being on the water more of the time.
Well, we could explore around the island to see if there maybe wasn't a route we could take to get to the dock that avoided the coral.
I'd like to explore that option. We could build our own kind of area for it.
If that's the case, we should probably talk to a seafarer around here.
We
And given all the things I was talking about, maybe wanting to go into town for, maybe we go into town
Yes, we
then.
could probably drop by town. I think the cheese and bread here is getting old and stale. It would probably bode well to buy a little bit more food.
and some more supplies and some more rations for everybody. So we're going on a shopping trip, is that right?
Shopping
I
trip,
suppose so.
shopping trip. Let's go on a shopping trip.
Does somebody want to stay behind to watch after Windchime, make sure that nothing happens to her?
I mean,
Yeah,
she'll wake up.
I'll stay behind for a little bit. And I'll try and rejoin.
Or you could just, or Windchime says, she says, "Oh, I can just stay. No big deal."
Unironically, I do need to take a second.
Pizza?
Okay.
Yep.
No, other things.
Okay.
Well, so that you don't have to. I got it.
But, yeah, I would not mind going into town and grabbing some supplies. And I suppose the crew might need an update as well as what's going on, and,
Did we not finish the job for the Clovis Concord over there?
the Clovis Concord is not on... There's a barracks, but there's nobody we can talk to about the bounty for
That's unfortunate.
yeah.
I feel like we shouldn't keep them waiting any longer. It feels like we're just waiting around for practically no reason.
I mean, there's still some stuff. I don't think leaving a sealed away thing of unturned roaming around the oceans would bode well for anyone. I think we should probably investigate that, add that to the report if our scope of power is unable to contribute to the problem.
I've got to go with Edward on this one, unfortunately.
The longer that we hold on to a bounty, the more likely, in my opinion, that things could go wrong. I understand. I just also want to say that there's an unfinished job.
I suppose so.
I mean, but again, it's not responsible, right?
I could, I believe the Jarkle has a means of sending, some bird with...
Is he
a
even with
message.
us?
She's on the ship.
Oh.
On the ship right now is the Jarkle, Borth, Heidi, and, Kijori.
Emily, right?
What?
Say that again. Sorry, you're very muffled right now.
Really?
I can't hear what you're saying.
And Marley. And Morley. Totally.
Morley. More? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Morley.
I am so sorry.
It's alright.
Alright. So to town?
Yep.
Yep, I guess so.
If Windchime is okay here by herself, we can go into town and grab supplies. And also update the ship. We'll let Dejarko know, and she can send a message to Port Damali that we may be delayed a little bit.
Hey. You get into your paddle boat. It's in the shape of a swan.
We can all. We can we all fit?
We have
Fit 8
previously.
creatures, right?
Yeah, you can fit. You can fit.
8 humanoid medium creatures. Well, not humanoid, but 8 medium creatures, right?
Yeah.
I think
No,
it's-
in the paddle boat can we fit?
Yeah, in the paddle boat, like the item
Oh,
description.
okay.
Yeah.
Does it not? Or have I remembered wrong?
I thought that was ship.
No. I was thinking of the item description. Whoever has it, like, read.
It's in chat. Let me look at it.
Folding boats.
This object appears as a wooden box. Blah blah blah. One command word can cause the box to unfold into a boat 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, 2 feet. The boat has one pair of oars, an anchor, and mast. The boat can hold up to 4 medium.
Oh, 4, okay. So exactly us.
Mm-hmm.
We are all 4 medium creatures.
And then,
Right. I
So
was.
you're able to paddle your way back into port. Ta-da-da!
Do you think we should stop by the Bellwether cheese shop for a little bit?
I'm sure Bellwether would like to see us. And we could probably
suppose.
purchase some well, I mean, I already have cheese, but you all can buy some cheese as well. I recommend the Swiss cheese.
I'm interested in trying a more salty cheese, maybe done in brine.
You're saying this on
Oh,
purpose,
come
aren't
on!
you?
Nobody liked the joke.
Not even a chuckle.
Moonsig's gonna
Nope.
narrow his eyes and be like, you did that on purpose, didn't you?"
Insight check to understand the joke.
Yes,
I'm
I
kidding, I'm
did.
kidding.
It's yes, it was a joke.
I mean, okay. We should go get some cheese now. I'm gonna walk into the Bellwether cheese shop.
Okay. Oh, hello! Welcome back. If it isn't my favorite adventurers.
Hi, we just couldn't get the thought of how delicious your cheese was out of our heads. You happen to have a nice, good, piece of Swiss cheese I've been recommended. Wanted to give it a try.
I have Swiss cheese with me. You could have just asked for a piece.
Oh, nonsense. Let me get you some. And he takes one of those little tiny little serving plates and the knives and cuts you a small sample piece. And hands it to you. Yeah, it is the best.
I mean, this flavor is heavenly. It's amazing. Do you think I can buy some of that?
Absolutely you can. But tell me, what have you guys been up to? What has happened since
Well,
the passing of dear late?
I think a couple days.
I mean, I suppose we should spare no detail then. He seems absolutely intrigued. We fought against a horde of zombies.
No.
in a siege, in a defunct
No.
fortress on Firewatch Island.
That is incredible. Tell me more.
Well,
If you must
we-
know, by the
where
way,
are the
those
zombies?
their hands smell like rotted flesh.
no. Let me. And I'm gonna go into full storytelling mode.
From
I'm going to
first.
cast prestidigitation to make the lights flicker.
Ooh.
That's a thaumaturgy thing.
And I'm going to say, so, we get onto Firewatch Island early into the day, and we see all over the dock, strewn, neatly packed supplies. Not a single thing taken. And we think, maybe the monks, they're okay, but they just haven't grabbed their supplies yet. So we continue on past. And out of the sky, we hear a caw, like the world's most majestic eagle.
The
And in-
harpies?
No, worse, a peryton. It flew
Not-
down.
Not rats!
Yes,
It
the
was.
very same. It flew down, its wings aflutter. We have some with us today.
Incredible. I must see.
Moonsick, do we still have some?
I'm gonna pull out like a. Oh wait, no, Moonsick has the parrot.
You have the antlers, I think.
Yeah, he has the parrot horn. I had the heart, but we kind of ate it, so yeah.
Moonsick? Are you muted?
Oh no, sorry, I was just away for a second.
He just said he had to see the evidence of the peryton, because I mentioned we still had the horns,
I believe.
or actually the feathers, but
Yeah,
you
the
have the
feathers.
you do have the horns. We could show those off.
Antlers, yeah, I have the antlers. That's right. Yeah, I'm going to show him the antlers.
Oh, this is incredible.
Anyway,
Rio Barrington. Rasp nonetheless. Oh,
we defeated him
must have been a
without
hard battle.
we defeated him without taking a single scratch.
No!
It was amazing. Edward, our cunning wizard, made it seem like the earth swallowed everyone around him. And so he did not even attack them. And he attempted to attack Brave Nemo, who was so dexterous that Rasp never even landed a hit. And I went as far as I could and nailed it with Eldritch Blast after Eldritch Blast, so that it could not get close to me or my friends. It was a truly glorious battle. And we wished to celebrate, but we knew the story was not over. For we had not seen a single monk, and a peryton that large? How terrifying must that have been for the fortress of peaceful monks. So we rushed forward, and we found out that these monks were fascinating individuals. Did you know on their island that they brewed assassinberry wine?
Assassin? No, I did not know that. Is that where it comes from?
Yes, there was the assassinberry plants there, and they brewed it by striking an accord with the plants. However, when we arrived, there was not a monk to be seen, and the assassin plants were quite aggressive. So we unfortunately had to put them out of their... We had to deal with them. Now,
He takes a sip of wine.
we did find a scroll,
You can
so
have
hopefully...
a flask. You can try a flask. I have one on me right
No! Hand
now.
it
I'm
over.
gonna pull out the flask of assassinberry wine. Don't worry, this one you can have for free. I've got an extra with me.
He takes it, he pours himself, like, he finishes his glass, and he pours himself a glass. And, like, gives a little swirl and a sniff. Tastes it, and you see his face kind of pucker up a little bit, and he says, bitter.
I'm sure you could make better. However, we found a scroll while we were searching that could allow you to talk with the plants. I'm sure that's how they procured the berries. And hopefully, if we can find if we can find a way to regrow them, we might be able to produce it ourselves. Or somebody with the right contacts, anyway.
Or perhaps
Roll a persuasion check with the advantage, because I know what you're getting at.
Ooh.
Persuasion with advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh!
13?
A 13. He's like, I don't have that much experience with the plants myself, but I'd be able to make a pretty good wine.
Of course, you would not have to harvest them yourself. I was speaking hypothetically as well. However, I would love to have we would love to have your experience making wine. Perhaps with an assistant to procure the berries for you?
He kind of like nods his head in thought. He takes another sip. See him kind of smack his lips. Well, I can't guarantee anything
Of
fancy.
course.
I'd have to try it first. I can't commit to something like that quite yet. But I'd have to try it. Bring me some berries and I can give it a try.
Of course. Anyway, to get back to the story, I'm sure you really want to know about the siege.
Yes. Oh, tell me about the siege.
So, as we explore, we find a hidden room just behind the kitchen. In there, we find 3 individuals hiding from attackers we did not know existed at this moment. We find our quarry, Morley Tobe, the dwarf who ran away from his debts. We found him. There, suffering from a strange sickness called blue rot. We found Barrett Gloferin, another man suffering much worse from the same disease. And down there, we found Janor Stormswake, a disciple of the god Procan. There on the first step of her... I am blanking on the word.
Pilgrimage.
On the first step of her pilgrimage. She was there protecting these 2 sickly individuals. And then Windchime, who is not here unfortunately today. She's very tired. She did a lot. Windchime managed to cure their diseases. Then we stayed in that cellar that night to hear more about what might be going on and to understand more about the quarry we might face. We heard their screams all night, their shrieks, their groans. And then, when it was safe, we brought these poor saps away from the island so that they would be safe when we locked it down the next night. And so here we are. We have a whole day to prepare. We had a lunch, for the Perryton hut might expire soon since we were still on the island. So we tried it. And lo, but magical effects filled every single person in the building. Wild and strange. They changed aspects of each of us. Nothing major or permanent, but I tell you, if you ever have a parent in heart, there is no telling what it might do. Then, we fortified. We dug out under one door and covered it in oil of slipperiness, so that they would all slip back into the ocean from whence they came if they attempted that entrance. We set up a trap in the old barracks, where if they entered there, they would be burned by Edward's flames. And in the front hall, where they could enter right in, we set up the kill box. In there,
Pillbox?
yes, in there, I am sure 15 or more zombies laid down their lives and never even entered the fortress. We baited them in and poured wine all over them. A grievous misuse of wine if it was up to your quality, but as you can tell with Assassinberry, it was worth the risk. We set it aflame, and we made sure that those who were close to the doors were unable to get off hits properly. And then they burned. The flames danced up whenever we had to add more fuel. It was quite harrowing. My eyebrows got burnt. But we defeated all that were in there. Now, on the other fronts, things went interestingly. They got in. So on one side, we had an emo who fought off 4 zombies all by himself and survived to tell the tale. And on the other side, an unlikely hero of this story was a zombie whose perseverance can say something for us all. Would you like to hear the tale of Slippy the zombie?
I just want to make sure that this is cool with everybody else.
It's alright.
I'm
Yeah, let's
into
keep
it,
going.
but like genuinely I'm talking a lot.
Okay. Yes, tell me about Slippy.
Slippy was a zombie who was a little touched in the head. He decided to go alone where no other zombie went. And he ended up at the trap that I mentioned with the oil of slipperiness. And a barricaded door. And by himself, he stuck his footing on that slippery slope every single time he struck at that door. We were all sure he would fall. And yet he stayed, clinging on and battering at that door. Bang, bang, bang. He battered and battered. And then he got through. All by himself, he broke open an entrance. Another entrance that we had, it took 15, and they never made it through. The other entrance, 4, and they couldn't make it past anymore. But this one entrance, one single zombie made it all the way through. And it was only by the heroics, the individual heroics of Moonzik, that he survived, that he did not spell the end for us all. For I'm sure, with that much determination and skill, if he had fought me, I would not be here to tell you this tale. But Moonzik did what needed to be done. And Anemo, they broke down that door. Some of their number burnt in the fire, to be sure, But they broke through to him, and alone on the first floor he stood, and he won. With ferocious battle skills, and skin as hard as iron. Though clearly, and I'm going to gesture at him, you can see that for yourself.
Yes, I can.
He defeated them, but not without taking his wounds. Show him one of them. And then
He just
I
like
guess I kind of
gestures.
like
He like
gesture to my entire body. I don't know.
okay, maybe he took more than a few scratches. You get my meaning. And then when we thought everything was safe, two got in from the roof. They had managed to climb the fortress. Zombie bodies and all. And they came in and they surprised us from behind. And Moonzik and Anemo were already hurt. Edward and I tried our best, but things looked dire. I got hit pretty hard, though I did not fall. And then Edward found the best thing to do. He cast Magic Missile, a first-level spell of incomparable power. And he knocked
Here is the
both
exact
down.
5e spell description.
And he knocked both down. For if you've ever fought a zombie, you know that when they first fall, they are not always down. So he made sure by using extra... So he made sure with the extra bolts that they stayed where they needed to be. And thus, battered, tired, but thoroughly victorious, we went to sleep last night and come here with a tale fresh of victory.
He stands up, gives you guys a round of applause. Now that was incredible.
Do I have to roll like performance or something?
No, you're fine. That was great.
I have to link magic missile again. I mean, it's 10.5 DPR. That's really high for a first level. I'm just saying.
It's a good spell.
It's a very good spell.
Incredible. Here, take some. And he pours you all some more wine. And offers a plate of cheeses. Oh, what I would give
after
to
victory.
Yes. Cheers to that.
I'm gonna put another piece of cheese in my mouth.
If there's anything else you guys would like to do, now's a great exit strategy.
Well, I'm going to look around.
I mean, how much would you want me to pay for this fine piece of cheese here?
He just waves his hand and says, how does, I mean, how much is that? It's like you said it's a little wedge, or did you want a lot?
I mean, like, maybe about the size of, like, I don't know, how big is, like, a big piece of cheese?
A wedge.
A wedge.
A wedge?
It's pretty
Sure.
big. He's like, I don't remember what the pricing was before.
I think
Make one up.
Incredibly
Five
economically sound.
5 gold.
Thank you. I'll take it. I hand him the 5. A heartbeat.
And He's like, and what are you planning on doing next?
Well, that's just
Well,
the
I
thing.
mean, that's the thing. We, in our investigation as to into our query that we launched into determining the cause of appearance of those hermits on the island, we found some alarming pieces of text documents implying that there is some sort of, well, some thing in the ocean. We can presume that thing had sent the waves of zombies at us that we had to fend off. But honestly, I'm not really quite sure, and I do think that we might possibly go make an investigation as origins of the zombie attacks and the solve, or at least conclude the final remaining mystery of the island, of what's plaguing the island that caused the death of those hermits.
I think I have heard of a place that you were talking about. Though it's been years since I've heard it. I think it's called the Pit of Hatred.
That's
That's
exactly the case.
yes. I was going to say that sounds extremely familiar.
It says here in the notes in the documents that we found that it is in fact the Pit of Hatred. 10 years ago, a garrison stationed on that island went there, and we don't know their whereabouts now. We presume they disappeared into that.
I mean, to be honest, I've always thought that they, I don't know, just abandoned it. Despite all the ghost stories.
Sometimes
ghosts.
there is truth to ghost stories.
I mean,
Cheers
I
to
don't
that.
think anyone here doubts the existence of ghosts. I knew a man who once would, but he's not with us currently.
Did he die to a ghost?
No.
That would have been poetic justice.
No, he went back to settle down on a kids. I hope he's doing well.
Oh, he's still with you. That makes much more sense.
I mean, he's not with us physically. He's still alive, I assure you.
I hope to meet this friend of yours.
I hope he is okay.
Hope he's happy.
Well, we should. I'm gonna look at him again, and I'm gonna say, well, we should probably start doing more investigation into that theory. As much as I'd love to sit here and talk for hours. However,
Adventure calls.
Oh, yes. I understand, You guys
However,
have adventuring to do.
I will be back to talk to you about perhaps what it might take to convince you to come to our little island. We could talk a little more, and, well, we really would need somebody as skilled as you are with wine and cheese.
He blushes and kind of
I'm
waves
going to
his
hand him
hand.
one of the assassin berries that I have.
Oh,
For those. Here, you did request for a berry, did you not? See how this fares for you. I don't know. You give it a try and let me know about any results that you with it.
I mean, I can definitely see what I can do with just one.
You need more? I've
It
got.
wouldn't be much. Well, they're not. I mean, they're not small, but it does take quite a bit to make a wine.
I mean, how much more? I only have 4 with me.
Well, we'll bring you back as much as we can find from the island.
Thank you. And he'll just take that and just put it away, I guess. And he says, "Oh, I won't hold you for any longer. You have adventuring to do. Just promise me to come back."
We
Don't tell
will.
me more.
And you know I keep my promises. I'm a warlock. Yeah, I'm gonna wink.
No, I think those are paladins.
Well, I can definitely tell you
That's
they're
just
not.
funny.
I can definitely tell you they're not rogues.
Okay, go before I get sad.
I guess we're gonna leave bellwethers and cheeses.
Yep.
I'm just gonna happily, munch on a piece of cheese.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one of the samples with me as I exit.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take like a small, tiny piece. I'm gonna cast in large cheese, and then make it eightfold in size, and then literally just split it and hand it to Anemo, Brine, and Moonzik. Just eat,
Yay.
and then I'm gonna munch on the rest.
And then Moonzik's also going to have a piece of his Swiss cheese as well while they're walking.
Wow, this is really good. He called it cheddar? Delicious.
I've heard that there are a few different forms of cheddar.
This is really sharp and quite crumbly.
It's cheese, it can't be sharp.
Listen here. It might not be magical anymore, but my sea axe, which I did go back and grab, because I made a note that I would. But my sea axe is still sharp, and I still know how to wield it.
I'll take your word for it. For now.
For now!
Gives a playful smile.
Listen here, you old man.
Ah, yes, of course. Well, now, I suppose we should go collect some more.
Oh,
Collect some
will
more
that
supplies.
be a problem? I totally got so into it I didn't call you Chim when I was telling the story.
I don't think he paid too much attention to it, but I would prefer you make sure to use that name when I'm in this form.
Yes.
Laughs in DM.
Or we can just retcon it then, whatever.
DM rolls insight on the players.
Or I messed up and it doesn't matter because he's a cheesemaker.
That, yeah.
Achievement unlocked.
Yes, of
Sharp
course.
as cheddar.
I apologize. It won't happen again.
Okay. No worries, though. But,
Do you think we could convince an armorer to come?
a what?
An armorer. If we were to create our own little town there, perhaps there's an apprentice at the forge.
Perhaps. It would do good to have our own blacksmith out there.
Yes, we have to repair so much. There, it would be really, really positive.
Creeping feeling that you're basically trying to move this entire town to that island.
No, not at all. I'm trying to move the skilled members of this town to that island.
Well, maybe not so much as,
We need to have an entirely fully functioning society on that tiny cramped island.
It's not cramped!
There was an entire field for us to fight that Parryton on.
But we don't have to move the whole town there.
We're not.
No, just the skilled members. I was very clear on this.
I mean, that would affect the town. I wouldn't want the town to be...
Actually, is there an adventurer's guild here?
Here, no.
Damn.
Not on Brokenbank.
I was hoping we could get like a minor quest, get a little bit of gold. Gold's always useful. You can use it for many, many things.
Is there anywhere that I can get spells on this island?
There is a scrollery.
Ooh. Where?
Pretty sure you were there before.
Was I? Oh wow, this is any wizard would have a wet dream looking at this. I'm gonna head in there. I'm gonna say, do you mind if I go and make some patches? Probably be
Not
back.
at all. I might join you, to be honest.
Sure. I'm gonna head there. Immediately you can see him like hyper asphyxiate on this the moment he sees like the scrollery sign on the edge of the building. Right?
Yeah.
Edward is going to, basically like hastily open the door excitedly. Hi, are you guys here capable of providing me with some spells?
The smell of wet ink and paper just like hits you.
He takes a big whiff in as if it's like a good smell of nostalgia
You
and
also get
joy.
hints of incense in the back of it.
He
Like just little hints
takes
of
like a
incense.
deep like a whiff in just breathes in and he basically like thinks to himself, home.
Oh,
Wet ink. Anyway, hi, I'm looking here to scribe some spells in my spell book.
You see, it's pretty quiet in here, but there appears to be a woman at a long desk who makes eye contact with. Hello,
Hi.
welcome to Brokenbank Scrollery. How can I help you?
I was here to see if I can scribe some spells into my spell book.
I do have some supplies. I also have some pre-made scroll.
cut out.
I also have some pre-made scroll sale as well.
Thank you, but I was more so just invested into expanding my spell book.
No, you can actually take scrolls and then inscribe them into your spellbook. It uses a scroll, but
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so. I'm not going to look for anything too particularly complicated. Common spells. Do you have detect magic available?
Yes, right over here. You see, she basically floats. She is walking, I think, but the way her cloak drapes down, and she doesn't really bounce at all. There's no up and down vertical movement to the way she walks. She just glides.
She levitates.
Yeah, she takes a like one of her long fingernailed hands, plucks a scroll, detect magic.
Thank you. So I can add this to my spellbook, right?
You could add it to your spell book.
25.
This is a first.
Right.
Ba, 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 ba. 50. Yes, we're doing 50.
Divination Wizard lets you grab divination spells for
There you
half
go.
price. Right?
Half off. So 25, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hand over 25. Okay, so 44. And then I'm gonna whisper to Moon's like, do you think I could?
Who said I was in the shop? It was you and
Yeah,
Brian.
No,
that
I'm
were
just
gonna
me.
ask Brian. My bad, Brian. I'm gonna ask Brian quickly. Do you think I could borrow 6 pieces of gold? I promise I'll give it back, and I'll probably give you some extra cheese. Whisper under my breath.
Brine is going to say, I have my own purchase I'm really looking at here, but if it doesn't prevent me, of course.
Just 6 pieces?
What the hell? Sure.
Okay.
And I'll
Uh,
hand over 6.
Oh no,
I
it
am
looks
not
like...
as loaded as the rest of the party.
Oh no, it looks like you're
I am
short
not
by
loaded at
6
all. I'm
pieces
a
of
wizard.
gold.
I'm gonna look to the receptionist. I'm gonna. Another very very common spell. Do you think I could snatch a locate object from you?
She like wanders away over again, gliding as she does to a different section. She runs her fingers, like her nails, over the top of several. Bottom rack. She
Wouldn't it
puts
be
her head
ironic if
down.
she used locate object to locate the locate objects?
She puts her hand down and before snapping her fingers, and the spell scroll just like zooms into her hand. And she proffers it up to for you too.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna hand her the now newly acquired 50 gold.
Okay.
I'm going to have to spend some time inscribing these spell books, Brine. If you want to, you can have another piece of my cheese. If you're going to wait here, but I guess you can just watch me do this under the smell of light incense and freshly
Well-
dried ink. Mm.
Well, I'm actually going to ask them about something else. I'm rather new at this, but is there any chance I could get the materials I would need to inscribe a first level spell to a spell scroll?
She says, yes, and she kind of again does the gliding over to the other side of back here, and she opens a drawer and pulls out a stack of fine quality paper, some high quality ink that's typically used for spellcasting, and also some ensign. Like this?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And are we going with base prices or?
Just for everything, you can. I know a lot of spells have a requirement on how much it costs to use the materials.
For
For
first
example,
level,
Find
it's,
Familiar.
No.
But
Spell
also,
scrolls
you
don't
can also
require
get.
any material components, right?
I'm referencing
But-
just the base spell scroll amount. Like
That's
anything.
just the fine paper and the ink. I also offer up insight. Again, I know some spells, so
Yeah, I'll grab some charcoal too. I think it would be useful.
and she pilfers the charcoal as well. She says, basic spell costing all of 25
$25?
for the paper.
Okay.
Just required. That's just like the paper, the ink, the charcoal.
Wizardry ain't cheap.
Yeah, that's 10 gold under what I was expecting, but I'll happily take that. Because the
That's
materials required to scribe a first level spell are 25, and then I was looking for 10 gold worth of charcoal for Find Familiar.
Okay, then sure, 35.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you, like, if there was any things
And that's
that you
why I
wanted,
mentioned
right?
charcoal and... Yeah. Well... That, I think runs me pretty close to dry, but, it'll be good to get some practice in tonight. And, she's gonna carefully place the, stuff in her bag.
Back soon. She twiddles her fingers. Okay, anybody else? Anyone do anything?
Moonsick wants to go have those two daggers like spruced up. So they're usable. And then also buy some arrows.
Did you want to roleplay that? Or you just want to do it?
We'll just do it. There's nothing really too special to them, I guess. Well, actually,
Okay.
we haven't been inside of the forge yet, so now I'll roleplay that, I think.
Okay, give us just a second here.
I would like to not roleplay robbing a bank for 1,000 gold successfully. Are we
You know
down
what?
for that?
Screw it. We've just turned this campaign to Payday. Payday 2, the heist.
Can I just roll a D100 to determine success on robbing said bank?
Roll a D100. That's how many guards that are in the bank.
Oh, sweet, 99. That means I can post as a 100
Hell yeah,
guard.
nat 1.
Oh.
Perfect. 99 guards, which means I can pose as the 100th guard. And then sneak my way in and out.
They'll never even know.
You guys are funny.
They'll never see it coming.
You really won't.
You'll never see me coming.
You'll never come.
That's the song that was playing while schmoozing up to the door.
Yep.
How many times are we going to reference that fucking door during this session?
I don't need
I
to.
told you,
It's with just one reference to a song, I can reference that situation. I can tell you the song. Slob on my knob.
Slob on my knob.
Except there was no knob on that door, therefore you're wrong.
Oh shit. I actually didn't know that.
You guys are hilarious. Fuck, I don't need content. I could just get you guys.
Why the fuck do you think we're trying to run a podcast? Why do you think we're trying to get a podcast together?
Well, see, the thing is I need something. I need an amount unhinged. Shut the fuck up, Don. Unhinged. Holy fuck. The thing is, in order to be funny, I need an amount of. Wow. Thank you. I need an amount of like content otherwise.
You need a prompt in order to run with it, right?
Exactly, right? I need a prompt in order to run with it. I can't make up my own prompt and go with it. Like, I'm not a stand-up comedian.
Like,
So,
it's
like-
gonna be... I mean, isn't that what a stand-up comedian does, though?
Yeah, creates a something to go off of,
Yeah.
right? It fabricates it. I can't really do that.
Yeah. So, question: would I be able to copy all of the spell scrolls that I have in spellbook, or would I be able to copy just these spells that are on my spell list?
On your spell list,
Okay, let me see.
right? You can't just cast spells that aren't in your spell. Yes.
So Gust of Wind is on there. Speak with plants is not. Speak with animals is not, and As for control water, it is a wizard spell. Yeah,
But
so
you can't scribe it yet because you're underleveled.
it doesn't say. I'm reading the rules here. It
You
doesn't.
wouldn't be able to use it unless
Yeah.
you're the level
You
to
can add
use
it to
it.
your book. It's not usable. The DC is just higher. Right? It's 10 plus the spell's level. So
Yeah,
All
that's
right, let
actually,
me actually move you up.
that's using a
Um,
spell scroll of higher level, but if you scribe it into your book, you're not going to be able to cast it. Right?
yeah, but I want this in my book so I can cast it later.
Yeah, okay.
Did you just throw
So
those together,
you-
Emily?
Yes.
That looks good.
It's gorgeous.
Thanks for maps for that are. This is actually I'm 99% sure this is incarnate.
Oh wow.
I'm actually 100% sure this is incarnate. This is incarnate.
It's incarnate. I know. I can see the stamps. I know the stamps. I've used the
Yeah,
stamps.
exactly.
I am the stamp.
And I like the way incarnate works actually, and I'm gonna use them more frequently. I did not make this.
Okay.
It was made.
So you guys walk in.
Yeah, I'll watch you in too.
Hello. What can I do yet?
Moonzik's going to say good day to you. I have acquired a couple of daggers that might need a little bit of careful touch to to polish them up a little bit, make sure they're usable. I'm gonna show
Dagger
him.
Let me see them.
I'm
He's
gonna hand him the 2 daggers.
Oh, these ain't so bad. I mean, can use, you're right, a bit of polishing, a bit of sharpening. But not too bad. I mean, the handle needs to probably be redone. That looks like it's been underwater for a decade.
You don't say. He's gonna laugh nervously.
But all too bad, not badly made. What were you
Make a
looking
deception
for?
check to say that it was you found it in a fishing.
You looking just to have it standard sharpened for daily use, or something more? He kind of stares you down, gives you an eye. There's a little smirk on his face.
More what?
What I'm saying is that I could possibly, for a price of course, make this weapon better than it normally would be.
Well, what are the details and what's the price you're asking for?
150 per one to make it +1 to hit and for damage. Sharper, faster, easier to hold all around. Takes a bit more time and a bit more elbow grease, but he gets there.
Unfortunately, I don't have the funds currently to be able to pay that, nor am I able to whittle you down to a semi-respectable price. I might have to come back to that later.
Excuse you? Did you just say you can't get him down to a respectable price? Or did you not?
Saying this like
Or did you not mean it that bad?
I didn't mean. I have enough to pay for the 2 daggers for the general repairs.
Of course. Give me about an hour. It'll be good for you.
Sounds
I'm gonna stop him before he leaves, and I'm gonna say, I also acquired something that might have been underwater for a decent amount of time, and I'm gonna show the shield.
I see here. Yes, yes. Need this polish cleaned up too?
The unfortunate thing is my purse is hilariously light right now. Is there any way, with a little bit of work, we maybe could come to an arrangement?
Make a persuasion roll?
Oh, sorry, it shouldn't be with advantage. Doesn't matter.
That's fine.
Same
Does
number.
not matter in the slightest.
Same number.
He
What are
says,
the odds?
what
Actually,
kind of arrangement are you talking about?
Oh, you know, some kind of problem you might have, a creature that's some kind of pest that's stealing, that's hurting your business.
Errands you might need us to run.
You took the words out of my mouth, Music. Or Chim. You took the words out of my
Moonsick.
mouth, Chim. I just general things. I can be quite useful, and I have a few spells that I can cast.
I might look old, but I assure you I'm quite capable myself.
I never judge somebody based off their age. I mean, look at me.
I suppose so. And I'm taking a look around. You have quite a fine collection. Quite a fine assortment you've made.
Thank you, thank you. Well, kind folks such as yourself. I mean, I can't say that I have anything on hand that I need to be done. I mean, most of what I do is fix up for others. Sorry, I mean, I just don't have anything open right now. I mean, nothing's popping in my brain.
I understand.
Just out of curiosity, how much would the 2 daggers and the shield run for repairs?
Oh, just to polish them up, 15.
For all 3
5
of
for
them?
each.
Oh, for
Yeah.
each?
No, 5 gold
Oh,
apiece.
5 each. 15 for all of them.
are like 2 gold each. You're paying.
What?
Oh, sorry.
5 gold
15
apiece.
total, 5 gold each.
Yeah, no. I'm just thinking of the actual price of a dagger is 2 gold, right?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna say. Well, I was looking for something, but I cannot afford. Thank you.
Oh,
And,
hold a moment. I was actually asking for the price so I could pay for you. My treat.
It's kind of funny that you gave 6 gold to him, and you're short by 5 gold, so... really? Moonsick paid for most of...
Except I'm going to
This is
insist.
called a pyramid scheme.
I'm going to insist, and I'm gonna whisper to Chim. I don't really think it's worth it anyway.
Well, even so, he's got to make a living somehow, and if you want more defense, this is the way to go.
It already works fine. Just would look better.
That's up to you.
And I'm gonna take the shield off the counter and be like, I think I'm good with this, the way it is.
Alright,
you,
no issue to me.
I will still go with the daggers, though, and I'm going to hand over 10 gold.
Alrighty. Thank you very much. See you in a few. Then I'll go into the bath and you hear ting, ting, ting. and cool. Is there anything else anybody would like to do?
Just
I would like
purchase.
to copy. Oh,
Oh, I was just gonna say purchase arrows, but I don't need to roleplay that.
Is he in the back currently?
Yes.
What is currently out?
There's bow, arrows, quivers. There's a couple of fine-looking swords and daggers that you think would look to be extraordinarily sharp. But if you're looking for anything that might be like magical, you don't really see anything that like stands out.
Just nah. Yeah, I'm gonna walk out.
Ting, ting, ting. Okay.
Self-respecting rogue pays 10 gold for 2 daggers set and doesn't steal the shop blind.
yeah.
While he's in the back, come on.
Hey, he's a good person.
This guy's clearly not. He charged highway robbery on repairs on 2 daggers.
He's gotta make a living! Damn it!
That's highway robbery!
Well, just buy 2 daggers for 4 gold from him.
Look, guys, the D&D
System
shit
is completely,
is
I
fucked.
know. But also, 5 gold for a dagger just to get polished up is also fucked.
Yeah,
It
daggers
is,
cost
but
2 gold each in D&D. I would know because I bought like 30 of them recently in another campaign.
In
Still.
any case,
It's fine.
in any
I
case.
wanted to rub him blind, and then I realized that that was completely out of character.
He reverse robbed you, but legally.
And then, I did say I wanted to buy some arrows, correct?
Yeah, I don't know what the cost of arrows are. You can buy it from this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, look it up. So I don't get
one
rung.
GP.
Well, I don't get fucking rung for incorrect pricing for the 5th time.
What? Oh, I'm not. That's not me being mad at you. That's me being. I'm allowed to get annoyed with a shopkeep without being any reflection.
You're
you know
also
what I mean?
you're also talking to the person who likes to overpay for stuff that is still decently priced.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
I'm not judging you. None of this is judgment, right?
Nope. Not in any capacity
You're not judging the
whatsoever.
character. You're judging the you're judging the blacksmith.
Nope.
Let me see. It's just oh, I cannot find a good price.
No, I'm judging the defendant. Screw you.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Okay, so apparently it is 5 copper and an arrow.
5 copper an arrow.
5 copper and arrow.
1 silver for 2.
I'm trying to think.
Fun fact: you can spend a minute after every single battle to have a defendant ammunition. Thing that no one.
So
ever
you can get 20 for 1 gold.
I can only hold up to 20 though for my quiver.
So it's
So I'm
gonna cost you 1 gold.
Should
Do you
we
really want to
say-
break it down with the with the coppers and
1 gold? Cool.
like? Do you really want to? Because we can break it down of how many arrows you want. Like,
I could absolutely go through the math right now.
Or, you know what? He just charges him 1 gold for all those arrows. We know it's an overprice, and that's consistent for the shop.
That's consistent with Moonzik as well. Good enough. I'm back up to 20 arrows. Good enough.
cracks me up. Alright, friends. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
No.
Also just to check in with the Wave Chaser and let them know, and have the Jarkle send a message to Port Damali that will be delayed a little bit.
Of course, she says, and you guys make your way back to the island?
Yep. Was
Okay.
there anything else for Edward?
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm gonna scribe the Gust of Wind scroll into my book, and I'm not even gonna roll because I'm just an 8 and automatically succeed.
You
Because
could have-
I'm not gambling with money.
Fair enough.
You
No
did cut
gambling in
out-
my dice game. Imaginary dice game. No gambling allowed.
You guys make your way back to the island, and we're gonna leave it there. There's not much I want to do in tonight without getting into something big.
Mhm.
So we're gonna stop here then.
All right. That's gonna be. No, that's about right. All right. And with that, we're gonna, like Emily said, we're gonna draw things here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Normally on Mondays we go to play this live on Twitch at twitch.tv/FrigidHyperion every Monday at 5 Central, 6 Eastern. And we also normally have Lily with us as well, playing as Wind Chime. So always come out for that. It's a lot of fun to have all of us here. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next session. Have a good night.
Don't forget to
Bye.
subscribe